Of the little girl were found inside a taxi that he drives. Nogutula Makeseni is also linked to the case after blood was also found on a mop and floor of her house in Kuyasa. The pair had indicated to the court that they wanted to represent themselves in the matter. However, after Magistrate Brandel Abrahams explained to them what this means, they opted for legal aid representation.
The matter itself is now remanded to the 1st of August for your full criminal profiles to be verified by the state. Both remain in custody until
Kailicha residents who gathered outside the court say they are opposed to the pair being granted bail. Ndutuzelo
state. Both remain in custody until
Kailicha residents who gathered outside the court say they are opposed to the pair being granted bail. Ndutuzelo Nene, Eyewitness News at the Kailicha Magistrates Court.
Let's stay in Cape Town, where the city will be introducing neighbourhood policing to every ward in the metro in the coming months, with 700 new police officers set to be deployed. Cape Town Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis says the officers will form relationships with the residents by building trust to help solve some of the challenges that the communities are facing. Hill-Lewis and City Mayco member for Safety and Security JP Smith paid a visit to the city's college this week, where the officers are in their final stages of training.
These community officers will get to know their wards and their communities. They'll get to know their residents and the challenges and problem buildings and so on in the area. And this is the kind of personal policing at a street level that is going to make a difference to safety in our city for the better.
The mayor says at least 5 officers will be deployed to each ward in Cape Town.
This is part of the budget that the city has passed this financial year and is a huge investment in additional safety for everyone in Cape Town.
The MK party has called for a secret ballot when the party's motion of no confidence in the president is voted on. The party says this is to protect members of the National Assembly from intimidation from their political parties when the motion is finally considered. The party's parliamentary leader John Hlophe wrote to National Assembly Speaker Togo Didiza yesterday to make the formal request. Babalondenze reports.
The MK party's motion of no confidence in President Cyril Ramaphosa was filed on Tuesday and cites several governance failures in his administration, like the high crime rate, economy, and national security. In his letter to the Speaker, the party's John Hlophe listed 3 justifications for the secret ballot when the motion is debated and voted on. He says a secret ballot will ensure that members of parliament can exercise their constitutional duty freely and without fear of intimidation or reprisal. Hlophe says this is particularly important given the sensitive nature of the motion and the potential political consequences for individual members. He says another reason is the Constitutional Court ruling in the UDM versus the Speaker of the National Assembly matter in 2017, where the court affirmed that the Speaker has the discretion to allow a secret ballot. Hlophe says the integrity of the voting process is another important factor, and a secret ballot will safeguard the integrity of the process to reflect the true will of members. Babalondense, Eyewitness News.
We'll shift our focus to this now. Amnesty International has called for the unconditional release of 2 Eswatini pro-democracy lawmakers. 4 years ago, Mduduzi Mabotja and Mthandeni Dube were sentenced to 58 and 85-year jail terms, respectively, following violent clashes between protesters and the police. They were convicted on charges under the Suppression of Terrorism Act of 2008 and the Sedition and Subversive Activities Act of 1938. Amnesty International has designated the 2 Eswatini members of parliament as prisoners of conscience. This is a term which applies to individuals who are imprisoned or otherwise physically restricted because of their political, religious and conscious beliefs. And finally, the neighbourhood of Langa in Cape Town is brimming with excitement today as the best Test cricket team in the world is being welcomed home. Proteas captain Themba Bavuma has returned to where it all began for him. EWN reporter Kieran Thompson is there and files this report.
Themba Bavuma and his Proteas teammates delivered the World Test Championship mace to Langa, much to the delight of the local community. Bavuma expressed his gratitude on his return to where it all began at the Langa Cricket Club. The next generation of cricketers got the chance to meet their heroes and play mini cricket with and against the World Test champions.
Themba Bavuma, Rabada. Yo, it's so excited today to being at this will make my thing so happy.
Kieran Thompson, Eyewitness News, Langa.
Gold is trading at $3,341.47 an ounce. The rand is at 17.77 to the dollar, 23.88 to the pound, 20.82 to the euro, and Brent crude oil is at $69.18 a barrel.
Well, at this stage in Lombardy Estate, there's bumper-to-bumper traffic. That is on Graham Linwood Road between Boschkop and Solomon Mahlangu. There's also slow-moving traffic heading into Edenvale. That's approaching the intersection of Modderfontein Road and Van Riebeck due to faulty traffic lights, and also slow-moving traffic in the Bedford View area heading towards Germiston, N3 southbound between the Gululis interchange and Van Buren.
It's a partly cloudy afternoon in Gauteng today with isolated showers and thundershowers. Temperatures have peaked at highs of between 21 and 22 degrees. The top story in the EWN this hour, the case against the alleged killers of 7-year-old Lolita Kowa from Kuyasa in Khayelitsha has been postponed to next week Friday.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
Tell us what we need to know.
702 listens.
702.
Live
On the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856
92.7
and 106 FM. Let's walk the talk.
It's 8 minutes past 2, Kabazela on 702 afternoons, and it's 702 Walk the Talk weekend. Are you going to be attending? Who are you coming to the walk with? And what are you looking forward to doing at the walk besides the walk? I mean, there's the 6.7 and the 8 kilometer walk. Which one are you doing? And mostly, what are you looking forward to doing on Sunday? Is it the entertainment after the walk? We just heard from Tando J, who was absolutely fantastic. And he'll be on the list of entertainers at the 702 Walk the Talk. And apart from that, at the end, there's going to be so much entertainment as well on the route, which is something to look out for. So love to hear from you this afternoon, 072 702 1702.
702.
The upside of failure.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
Setbacks and a leap forward. The upside of failure. It's such an interesting topic to talk about, failure, right? Because if you think about it, sometimes in life we might be scared to fail. We don't want to fail because it's not a nice feeling at the end of the day. But if you are not failing in life, it means maybe you're not taking risks. You're not stepping forward, challenging yourself. Maybe you're just too comfortable. And when you do fail, you might think, oh, okay, well, I learned something out of that failure, and you can apply it to something else in your life, and you can make those steps forward. And of course, the important thing, I suppose, about failure is how you learn from those failures and move forward, right? And I mean, think about it in your perspective. What shaped your views on failure? Was it the way you were brought up? Were your parents or your parent hard on you when you perhaps did something at school and it didn't go the way you should have? And maybe that stayed with you for most of your adult life, and you really get down on yourself with failures. I must say, in my own personal experience, when I fail, I feel it deep. I feel it deep for a couple of days, and then I have to pull myself towards myself and start analyzing and to see, okay, well, what happened? Where did it go wrong? And then hopefully learn something from that failure. And there's many, I can tell you that. So joining me in studio this afternoon from our Cape Talk studios is Gavin Edwards, the lead singer of Prime Circle and also a singer-songwriter in his own rights. Gavin, good afternoon to you and welcome to 702.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me on the show.
So how's the Friday been? Has it been a pretty chill one?
It's been good. Oh, it's been good. Last night we did a show because all the boys are actually down here in Cape Town. I stay down here in Cape Town, so the boys have come down. We're doing 4 shows here. So last night we did a show. Tonight we got a show. So yeah,
Okay.
all the family are coming out to watch us.
Looking good and fresh for a rock star, I must say.
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you,
well
thank
done.
you, thank you.
Clean
I
up
look after
nicely.
myself these days. Eh?
One has to.
I learned
Hard way.
lessons.
And we'll get
Hard
into
way.
those. We'll get into
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
definitely. So I mean, since joining the band in 2024, how's life changed for you from your you were a music singer songwriter in your own right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
joining a band now as Prime Circle and taking over from Ross Learmonth, how's that been? How's that been in terms of getting into and adjusting to?
It's been, I tell you, the amazing part was the guys, they're very, very easy to jump into and we clicked immediately. So the friendships were there over the years. We like bumped into each other along our careers, but that happened really fast. I think like exactly where we're going to be going on the show today, talking about failures and all that. I think it was perfect timing for myself because, there was a lot of things I learned over the years, and this time around it was almost like I had this playbook that I never had before, and it was the playbook of everything I had gone through. And I just from the word go, I understood it's a massive band, it's a big history. There's a lot of heart. There's a lot of people that have listened to those songs. So now you don't just jump on stage and just try to have fun. You're gonna work now. You're gonna learn these songs. I mean, I was rehearsing 6 hours a day. For the first 3 months before the very first show, because I was like, I understood like from TV and the voice and shows like that, you rehearse as much as you can, so when you get on there, you look believable because it's sitting inside of you. So I did the same thing with this, and in that process, Prime as well moves. It's like a moving train. This moving, fast Chinese train. I'll say those ones. The ones, the bullet trains. So while you're on it, you're learning the lyrics, then you're going into the studio, then we're all writing songs, then we're doing the album, then we're shooting 2 videos. So everything is this whirlwind of just fast pace, amazing time. And then to form this relationship with everyone, write the album, it's been surreal.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, not an easy thing to do because, if a fan is so used to a particular way of maybe a note is hit or pronounced in a
100%.
particular style, and to come in
Yeah.
and now, the same guys, same songs, and obviously you've written some of your own songs now as well.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult. So well done on fitting in. And now it's like, hey,
No, thank you.
You are Prime Circle.
That's it. I think one of the coolest things is because sometimes we forget about the entire entity. Whether you think we're talking about Linkin Park now, you're talking about Prime Circle and so on. You forget about that. There's so many people on this dream. There's so many people involved with making the music. I mean, if you look at Prime, for instance, the 5 lads worked 22 years. 22 years before that. Now it's 24 years going 22 years. 5 collective dreams on making it is what it is. You know what I mean? So, so once you jump on board with that, you understand that you're jumping in with 4 other guys who are still living that dream. All you got to do is make sure to show that respect and what they've done before that respect, because kudos to them. What a career. What a career they've made.
Definitely. So if you just joined us, it's 14 minutes past 2, 7:02 afternoons with Kabazela, and the upside of failure with Gavin Edwards, the lead vocalist of Prime Circle. So Gav, let's go back to your childhood, because I think a lot of foundations are built in that period of our lives.
Yeah.
And you were born in Durbs and you moved around quite a bit. You lived in the US for a bit. You lived in Pretoria, Tzaneen. So you moved around quite a bit. But in terms of failure, if you were a young boy, when you were a young boy and maybe you didn't do well at school, an exam, or whatever it may be in something that you didn't achieve as a youngster, what were your parents like with you when you didn't achieve? Were they hard on you? Your dad was in the military, right?
My dad was military, yes.
Yeah.
No, but listen, I'll tell you this. I had a very supportive father and mother.
Yeah.
I think I could have never done anything wrong in the eyes of my mom, especially.
Okay, so she was always there.
Always with the support, but I mean, listen, there was discipline. There was discipline in the house, but I think if I think back to my childhood, it wasn't this crazy childhood, like we were just this normal family, this army family that moved around all over the. My mom was in ministry. I started music in the church. Everything seemed pretty normal, and then somewhere it just changed.
Okay.
I think when I joined a band.
But in terms of failure, right? So when you failed through your years and into teenager and as a young adult. How did you feel about failure? What were the emotions that you would feel after failures? Before we get into the specifics, but as a foundation.
Okay, so I've struggled my whole life, I think, with feeling like a failure, because that's the problem. Is that I didn't understand this now, but the word like failure and feeling like a failure, I don't think they're the same thing. I don't think they should be the same thing. Because when you feel like a failure, it's this emotion that is just you're not good enough.
Right.
And failure, though, to me, in my eyes, what I understand now is just this opportunity to see clearly what areas need work on, what works and what doesn't work, and how you can get better at something. But in that moment, as the failure is happening, you feel like a failure. That there is what makes it so hard to bounce out of these things, because you know how it is. Like, what do they talk about? The light bulb, 2,000 times it was made, and on the 2001st it worked. But on the first one, he must have, if he felt like a failure and gave up, he would have been done. If he felt like a failure on the second, and so it's that feeling of saying, I'm not good enough, I'm stopping right now. Where instead of viewing it totally different and going, okay, first of all, suppress that feeling and say, this is not about me. This is about me getting to a destination where I want to be better. So that failure is sharpening my tool to get me faster there.
Interesting. So,
because I did. At everything I tried, I really did. Everything I tried, I felt like a failure. If I talk to my parents now, they're like, oh, you're good at maths, you're good at this, you're good. I was like, why did I feel that way?
So why did you feel that way? Have you unpacked that at all?
I think it is. I think it's because of knowledge. And like they always say, the older you get, the more knowledge you have. But the sooner you learn knowledge on whatever you want to do, whether it's going to be maths or whether it's going to be schooling, rugby, for instance. I mean, I can see with my little Lighty, he's when he started playing rugby, they're running around the field. They have no idea what they're doing, but they shouldn't. They're just like, they're tiny.
Yeah.
But eventually they'll learn what they're doing, and then you run on with confidence onto that field and just have the normal jitters, the normal concerns, but you won't have that confusion. And that's, I think, what's tied into what makes people feel like a failure is not understanding what you're doing. And those are the moments where you're trying to figure out how to make the light bulb. Of course, you don't know how to make a light bulb. That's why you're trying to do it. But it's in those moments that you need to understand that you're not supposed to know right now. That's why you're working at it, is you're getting to the place where you're going to know exactly what to do.
Right. And as a father with your young kids, what do you sort of, when they fail at things, how do you support them? What are some of the things that you do?
Man, listen, I try to come with a lot of love, but look, me and my wife, we're like we're talking now, I'll go deep, and then I'll go into psychology of it all, so that they can also understand. I think when we grew up, from when I grew up, it was all about just, pick yourself up and go for it. Just get it done.
Yeah.
There wasn't much talking involved. And nowadays it's nice. You get to have a bit more of a relationship where you're psychologically talking to your kids and explain to them, this is why you feel that way. Instead of stop feeling like that way and just get on with it. So we take the route where we explain to them exactly why they're feeling that way. And as soon as they can understand, oh, this is why I'm going through that. Simple. Let me get on with it.
Who's the disciplinarian in the family, you or the wife?
Oh, that's a tough. Okay, listen, I spoil a lot. But see, I'm also the feeder. So I will I constantly, I let them get away with way too much. So my wife definitely, but we both love we love structure and rules.
Okay. Very important. If you just joined us, it's 7:02 afternoons. We're chatting to Gavin Edwards, the singer-songwriter and lead vocalist of Prime Circle, and it's the upside of failure.
From 24 to 27 July, Decorex Joburg returns to the Sandton Convention Centre, now spanning 5 halls. Explore over 300 brands, shop exclusive show specials, and discover the latest in interiors, kitchens, bathrooms, and luxury finishes. Experience live interactive demos, expert-led talks, and the Handmade Africa Design Market. There's something for every style, space, and home. Book your tickets now at decorex.co.za or at the door.
The iconic 702 Walk the Talk is back, and it's bigger than ever. In celebration of Mandela Month, 702 Walk the Talk takes to the streets of Tshwane as participants walk past some of South Africa's most iconic landmarks. Join the walk this Sunday, 27 July, and choose between the 6.7 kilometer route or the full 8 kilometer from the Freedom Park Heritage Site to the Union Buildings. Grab your tickets at primediaplus.com. This message is proudly brought to you by the National Department of Sport, Arts and Culture.
Mzansi, be in it to win it. The Powerball jackpot guaranteed at 92 million rand is up for grabs this Friday. This is your chance at a life-changing 92 million rand jackpot. Don't delay. Play Powerball today and you could win big. Buy your tickets now in store on nationallottery.co.za, the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply dial *120*7529# for USSD. Handa, Pusha, play. Players must be 18 years old and play responsibly. E2 is a proud operator of the National Lottery.
Dear Journal, trying to be an adult day 3731. I'm really struggling to explain my parents to my therapist. Might send him to live with them so he can see for himself. What if he ends up in therapy too? Wait, what if they love him more than me?
Finally learning about mental health. Get covered at pineapple.co.za. It's convenient and like 19 Rand a day, so it's 100% the insurance for you. Underwritten by Old Mutual Alternative Risk Transfer Insurer Limited, licensed non-life insurer and authorized FSP. Premiums are risk profile dependent.
Formulated from 5,000-year-old Ayurvedic wisdom, refined through decades of modern science. For 95 years, Himalaya Wellness has been the trusted name in herbal care, caring for families in more than 100 countries around the world. Our clinically studied natural formulations, pure herbs, and personal care products are designed to support your health, skin, smile, and your baby's well-being. Bring the healing power of nature into your home. Himalaya Wellness. Live well, live herbal. 702 and corporates that care with Hirsch's are talking about Hirsch's involvement in the Claire Ellis Brown preschool.
So the Claire Ellis Brown school is just the most beautiful little school. This wonderful teacher came through called Sandra McLaren. She said to me something which I don't know if I should have done, but I did, was come through and visit the school. And the school had a beautiful garden, and growing up in a flat, you didn't have a garden. These little kids that live in the area now have somewhere to go and play, which just seems so special. So I thought, how can we get involved with that? And one of the things I found out was they're looking at their books. Their rates were like through the roof, like 6,000 Rand a month in rates, which was just crazy. So after finding people to speak to at the city council and irritating them for months and months, we got the rate reduced to 100 Rand a year and backdated 10 years.
Wow.
And I thought, geez, we can make it a little bit of a difference here, which was awesome. Then we started fixing up the school and painting and putting new kitchens in, finding food for the kids. And we've been doing that for over 20 years.
Hirsch's, proud to help grow bright futures, one child at a time. Learn more at hirsches.co.za. 702. Let's walk the talk. 702.
The upside of failure.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
24 minutes past 2, 702 afternoons with Kabazela. And we are chatting to Gavin Edwards, the lead singer from the band Prime Circle. And it's the upside of failure. And basically what we do is we chat to people about a few failures in their lives and what lessons they learned from those failures. Gav, so let's get into some of these failures. And I want to get into the first one with you is you're a recovering addict. You've been sober and clean for 10 years now. And this addiction led to many lies in your marriage. Tell us a little bit about that.
I think I'm sober now from alcohol for 10 years and drugs 8 years.
Okay.
It was more the drugs with the lying. The alcohol, I never had to lie to anybody. Everyone expected, I'm a singer in a band, so you're allowed to drink whenever you want to. Which drive that thing to a place where it was acceptable, and that's when it got worse. But with the drugs, there was lying. So financially, I had to keep like finding money to buy the drugs and then couldn't tell her because she didn't know about it. So you got to now come up with stories and all of this, and figure out how she doesn't see. So you got to make it go somewhere else where there's petrol in the car or so on. So it was a lot. It was a lot of. I mean, if you have to keep up a lie for that long, it's incredible. It's incredible how all-consuming it is.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously now being sober for 8 years of the each substance, 8 and 10.
Yeah.
How difficult is that? I mean, it must be a heck of a difficult challenge doing that, and I suppose it's a day-to-day thing.
I think. No, I don't think. I know that God delivered me from both alcohol and drugs, because I yet to find out why it was done separately, instead of all at the same time. But I think it had to be done separately so that I could figure out that addiction was something that I was working with. But when I say that one day I was thinking about alcohol and the next day it was gone, that's how it went. It was gone.
You
like
stopped
never.
completely. You were like,
just
that's
gone. And I did cold turkey as well, but it was gone. Gone. Like, and immediately I was still playing around gigs, and wherever we play, there's alcohol, there's backstage, or nothing, no thought of it. No, it was just gone.
Wow.
It was gone. So I have to attribute that to God, because I was delivered from it 100%. Same with drugs. Not saying then that I don't have to keep my eyes open still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't feel that temptation anymore where it was constant every single day. That's all I used to think about. It was exhausting. I don't think about that. But I'm not saying that there isn't tricks or there isn't stuff that I have to keep my eye on and go, you got to watch out, because that's being framed differently.
Right.
And I'm going to have that, and it's very close to where it used to go. An ex-addict looks at things like that, whether it's even pain pills.
Yeah.
You're very skeptical about taking something that is very close, like a cousin of alcohol. You know what I mean, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So you got to constantly daily watch everything.
Yeah. And obviously you said your drug addiction led to lies in your marriage. Is this the marriage that you're still in? Or
Yes.
Is this, okay, all right.
No, listen, and the reason I'm still in that marriage is because she gave me a choice the one day.
Okay.
And she said she leaves now with my son and herself if now I don't. Because you must understand, she dealt with all of my drinking. And she stuck around, and thank the Lord for that. And then to find out right after that I've been hiding something else. You know what I mean? So, which she stuck around for, and then got to a point where she was like, no, now you got to make a choice. And I made the choice. And the crazy thing, this is how the crazy choice, the choices in life and how important they are, and learning from failure, is that if I chose to stick with doing what I was doing, I wouldn't have now my 5-year-old daughter, who I'm madly in love with.
Beautiful.
So that one choice, and when she gave me that ultimatum, I knew from every single failure that I'd made, I knew the right choice.
But what was the lesson that you took from this?
Well, the lesson I took from this, I'm starting to 100% believe that choices is everything. Like, we don't put enough weight behind exactly how important all of our choices are.
Yeah.
In when we learn these things, like you say, because when you look at this, the upside of failure, what a weird title.
I know.
Is there an upside? Of course there's an upside.
Yeah.
When you start realizing that in all these moments, when you're sitting and you feel like a failure, and you feel like you're back in the situation, your wife's now taking you on, it's just a different substance. The upside of that failure before it is to be able to understand the outcome that is coming for you if you go left or right. And I think in those moments I started understanding that whether it's hitting the snooze button in the morning, or whether it's making a decision to stay with your wife and your kid and give up this addiction that you got, these choices are vitally important. And the failures along the way are the learning blocks to understand what is the right choice to make the next time.
Gavin Edwards, lead singer of the Prime Circle band, The Upside of Failure. And when we come back after the news and traffic, we're going to play a song that you penned and wrote, which is a reflection, a deeply personal reflection on your battle with addiction. So that'll be coming up shortly. But right now, it's 2:30. EWN Headlines with Mbali Dlamini.
Thanks, Jonathan. Good afternoon. The Hawks have raided Johannesburg City Power, confiscating documents connected to an ongoing investigation into suspicious payments totaling nearly R500 million. Eyewitness News understands the cash-strapped power utility made 3 questionable payments to different contractors allegedly approved by City Power executives. One of these alleged payments involves R335 million spent on failed maintenance projects, despite warnings that the submitted invoices were dodgy. A woman empowerment activist has accused Tiffany Nicole Meek of attempting to influence investigations into the murder of her 11-year-old Jaden to hide the truth about his death. Tiffany Nicole Meek has been behind bars for almost 2 weeks now after being arrested in connection with the murder. She was back in the Relebogile Magistrate Court today to continue her application for bail. More than 130,000 Thai people have been evacuated along the Cambodian border following cross-border clashes. The clashes began yesterday and resumed today after weeks of simmering tensions over a long-running border dispute between the two Southeast Asian neighbors. Those are the headlines. This EWN and more at 3 or as it happens.
EWN Traffic.
Afternoon, Friday traffic update. At this stage, there's bumper-to-bumper traffic heading into Protea Glen, Lenasia area. That's on the N12 eastbound, westbound, N12 westbound between the R554 Abu Bakr Drive and the R558. Also, there's slow-moving traffic heading into Deep Kloof. That's driving through Bara Hospital on Chris Hani Road between the N1 and Mujaji Street. If you're heading into the Joburg CBD, traffic remains a bit sluggish on Main Reef Road, and that's in the Amalgam area between Nasrec Road and Anderson. And there's also slow-moving traffic traveling through Alexandra between the Patlu interchange and Van Buren on the N3 southbound. So please allow for extra traveling time. Traffic lights are still not working in Redberg and Malibongo Drive and Malibonge. There's also traffic lights out of order in the Bryanston area at Winnie Mandela Drive and Sloan. If you come across any other traffic issues, please SMS us on 31702. We are also on X at EWN Traffic.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
702
Let's walk the talk on 92.7
and 106 FM.
Ooh, it's that time again. We've been doing this all week. And if you want to go to Decorex Joburg, now is your chance. We're giving away a double tickets to Decorex Joburg. And all you have to do is answer a very, very, very simple question. And the question is that I need you to answer is, how much are the Decorex Africa student and pensioner tickets? What's the price of the Decorex Africa student and pensioner tickets? It's the same price for both of those categories. So if you want to enter and win these tickets, you need to send your answer to the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702, and Pashida will give you a call if you are the lucky person.
702 delivers
on the matters that matter to you.
Hi, this is Craig from Kempton Park. What an amazing experience, I must say, especially visiting, people behind the scenes. There's a lot of amazing people that we don't know about behind the scenes that's working very hard to serve you, the listener. Very, very impressed with everything that's going on. Fantastic studios, very professional setup, trendy, vibey. It epitomizes everything that this radio station does, and definitely it is the radio station for the people.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts.
so we can deliver more on what matters to you.
702 listens.
Let's walk the talk.
Everyone knows health emergencies can pop up when you least expect it, and they can come with big bills. But with a Visa FNB credit card, you have a resource that helps you manage those costs. Tap into the health budget facility that lets you move your medical expenses into a flexible, easy-to-manage payment plan so you can focus on what really matters, getting better, because peace of mind is priceless. Apply for a Visa FNB credit card online or visit your nearest branch today. Help changes everything. T's and C's apply. Credit is subject to meeting the qualifying criteria. FNB is a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized financial services and credit provider.
Shane, do you have a sore throat? The Andalex range of lozenges offers 2 options. At the first signs of an irritated, scratchy throat, use Andalex lozenges for dual action, soothing relief. But for a painful, inflamed throat, use Andalex C lozenges for triple action, pain relief. Andalex, SA's #1 choice for a sore mouth and throat. Andalex lozenges are available at all leading pharmacies and supermarkets.
Just Andalex it. We spend a lot of time looking for deals, but we don't invest the same time in our health. Your health buys you more time with the people you love. So who are you staying healthy for, and how can you improve your health? Choose Dis-Chem Life, the life cover that rewards you for living healthier with lower premiums and more cover. Visit dischemlife.co.za now. Dis-Chem Life. Choose a better partner for life. Dis-Chem Life is an authorized FSP 50594, underwritten by Guard Risk Life, a licensed life insurer, FSP 76. T's and C's apply.
The team's on a roll today. Let me focus on payroll. Duty calls in the kitchen. That's why I have a business insurer that is agile and on the ball all the time on all things. I chose My Way Business Insurance, getting 24/7 emergency service and saving on my premiums, plus my business assist to handle my admin.
Visit myway.co.za or dial 0860 64 64 64 and get a quote today. My Way is a licensed non-life insurer and FSP. T's, C's and standard rates apply. My Way. Live your way.
Coming up
On 702 Drive with John Perlman.
7:02 afternoons with Kabazela, and joining us now in studio is John Pillman, telling us what's going to be coming up on the show between 3 and 6. Afternoon to you, John.
Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to the listeners.
Yeah, how's the day been?
It's raining, or it's just
Is it raining?
where we are. It's bucketed down for a while. It seems to have cleared again, but who knows what's next? Yeah,
Okay.
but apart from the rain, a good day.
Lovely, 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 lovely. It's Friday. What can possibly go wrong? He says. Weird at this time of the month as well.
It is strange.
What's coming up on the show this afternoon?
So we have our Friday regulars, of course, Randall Abrams with Randall's One Song.
Yeah.
In today's edition of A Song, A Book and a Dish, we're going to talk to the lawyer, Emma Sadlier. They've fought a really epic battle with Meta. Got literally one of the world's biggest companies to bend the knee on, something that they were not very, very keen to comply with. This in regard to WhatsApp and Instagram channels, WhatsApp channels and Instagram accounts that were posting child pornography.
Yeah,
child
massive
sexual
case.
abuse, I think, is the more correct term to use. And they got them into court not once but twice and got them to comply with what some people say are very important rulings. So who's the person behind that? I'm keen to find out. We'll do that at about 20 to 6. Walk the Talk coming up on Sunday, of course. We'll chat to walk organizer Danny Bloomberg. There's a lot of logistical stuff we want to share with people. Senzo Mayiwa murder trial is still underway. The state wrapping up its case. Khomotso Modise keeping a close eye on that. And a very interesting by-election in the Northern Cape. We like chatting by-elections with Wayne Sussman because he often picks out trends that could be really, really relevant when we all go to another round of voting next year in the local government elections. All that, and we hope much more.
Lovely. That's John Pillman driving you home between 3 and 6 p.m.
702.
The upside of failure.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
So we asked you a question with regards to double tickets to Decorex Joburg. And the question was, how much are the Decorex Africa student and pensioner tickets for the Decorex Joburg? And on the line, we have got Ntombi Futi. Ntombi Futi, from whereabouts are you, Ntombi Futi?
I am in Midrand, Kabazela.
In Midrand. Is it raining in Midrand?
It was raining, but it has since stopped, and it's nice and sunny now.
Ah, lovely. Hopefully we'll get the sun here in Sandton shortly. But I'm sure you had to work hard for this one, hey? I mean, very, very, very difficult question. You phoned a friend, you went to ChatGPT, all those wonderful things, and you've got an answer.
I checked online, phoned the family, phoned everyone, said, hey, what's the price? I
Lovely.
know the price, the entry price for students and pensioners is 120.
120 rand. Congratulations, Tombi Futi. So, you have won double tickets to Decorex Joburg being held at the Sandton Convention Centre from 24 to 27 July. Are you a big fan of Decorex? Excited to go?
Yes.
Lovely.
Yes. Thank you.
Ah, love it.
I'm going again.
Lovely. Great. I love it when our winners become very excited. So it always makes our day. So well done. Pashida will get all your details, so stay on the line for us.
702.
The upside of failure.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
20 to 3, Kabazela on 702 afternoons. And my guest in studio is Gavin Edwards, and he is the lead singer of Prime Circle. And he's joining us, talking to us about the upside of failure. And Gav, just before the news break, we were speaking about your drug addiction, which led to lies in your marriage, and the lessons that you learned from that. And you penned a song for this, this particular addiction that you struggled, called "Calling on Angels." Do you find that music helps you heal, sort of heal from a dark place? It lets you release, put your emotions into living, so to speak. Talk us through the song and why.
It definitely does. For me, listening to music used to do that. It was not necessarily my songs. This time we got to do that. In going into quite this was the five of us got into the studio, and we started working on Angels. And at the moment, while we were writing it wasn't called Angels, and I just started singing. And I remember the line coming out, calling on angels, and then I remember just diving into the book and writing the first couple of lyrics because I saw the place in LA that I was when I decided to give up drinking. And it just turned into this beautiful song where we could voice out the really dark time, and sometimes you're scared to write those dark ones down on a song. You don't know if if people are going to accept it or if you should be writing it down. This time it was so beautiful. I mean, even with Dale, it was so exciting because he's also going down that same journey where he's a year and a half sober now.
Dale is the drummer. He's the
drummer. And it's just turned into this beautiful song, which again, I remember turning to Marco and I said, guys, I'm like, let's just stop the session right now. I've penned down like a couple of lines here. Is it okay if this is going to be steered towards sobriety and the struggle with addiction? And they're like, sounds perfect. Keep going with it. And I just remember in that moment also then just thinking, I don't want to take this moment and fail at it, because it was a beautiful song. And that, we all opened up on this one and I think it's the strongest song in the album. Hence why we've left the best for last,
Yeah. All right. Let's give it a play. I want you to introduce the song.
Okay. So this is Calling on Angels. This is going to be the last single off of this album for Prime Circle. And it's coming out in September, which is also National Recovery Month or International Recovery Month. So a lot's going to be tied around it. A lot's going to be tied around sobriety. And just here it is, Calling on Angels.
Another empty room, another broken frame. The bottom's calling me, calling out my name. The night is closing in. Does anybody know I'm falling to the floor, crying out for more? I'm calling on angels. I can no longer hide. I feel like a stranger. Do I have to say goodbye? Have to say goodbye. Broken on my knees, tears they fall like rain. All I wanna do is rise above the pain. Is it just a dream? Am I here alone? I'm tired of this war. Can't take this anymore. I'm calling on angels. I can no longer hide. I feel like a stranger. Do I have to say goodbye? I have to say goodbye. say goodbye.
Oh, wow. Calling on Angels. Beautiful, beautiful song.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Really.
for playing it.
Yeah, I mean, only an absolute pleasure. You know, like, I love music that makes you feel. You know, as soon as you hear a song and you feel that, you get those little goosies or the hair, you know, sort of standing up in your arms. I love that. And that's exactly what that song did to me the moment I heard it.
Oh, no, thank you so
and
much.
there is that prime circle element.
That's
there.
it.
You know, you
That's
can hear
it.
the prime circle. Definitely coming.
That's
through
that's the four guys there, man. They bleed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes out of their pores. So when you're in that studio, you just got to jump in and jump in and go for the ride. And that's that prime sound is them coming through there. You know, that Dale on the drums, and then Marco's bass lines that he writes, and Dirk on the guitars, and then obviously when the keys come in with Neil, they just got that prime flavor.
Yeah.
And then I just sing on top of it. Yeah. It's
beautiful. Just looking at the chorus here. So it goes, I'm calling on angels. I can no longer hide. I feel like a stranger. Do I have to say goodbye? Have to say goodbye. Was that with your wife in mind? Was that like where you were hiding everything and you thought, well, you know, if I continue hiding, do I say goodbye? I can't carry on like this.
Well, the saying goodbye, funny enough, so the hiding, that's how at the lowest of your addiction, it's the funniest thing. I mean, like I told you before, when I used to drink, everyone was fine with me drinking. I'm in the band,
that's
so
what you
if
do.
I'm drinking on a Monday, it's fine.
Yeah.
I found myself sneaking around the corner and taking extra shots by myself. I didn't have to. They all knew it. So it gets you to this place where which is filled with a lot of shame and hiding around the corner. But the last line is actually, do I have to say goodbye? That's meant for the alcohol. That's meant for the thing you're addicted to.
Okay.
Because the mind plays this trick on you that it says, like, how can you say goodbye to this? Are you going to have fun? Is your life going to be boring? And what happens at the gigs? And eventually you're going to have to say goodbye to that thing that's taking you down. And then that's why the last very line is like, I have to say goodbye. The last line of the song.
Brilliant.
We phrased it that way, yeah.
But don't you love it how each individual will have a completely different
100%.
interpretation to what you
100%.
really meant it to be?
100%.
Eh? But now we know.
Because
so.
the thing is as well as, I mean, I love that songs can be universal.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, when I sing that song, I can picture the room. In someone else's, they're going to picture a total different thing with Dale as well.
Yeah.
But I can see my room every time I sing that song. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay. Let's put it out there. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on that song. 072 702 1702. Veli, I love Prime Circle. Mad about them. And many more coming through. Gav, so let's look at one of the other addictions. Excuse me for that. But one of the failures that you mentioned here was being an absent father to your first two sons.
Yes.
And how that changed your parenting for your two younger sons. So talk to us about that.
I think as well, I was very young. I mean, I had my first child when I was 17, turning 18. And in that young stage, I was also in a band then, and I had a drinking problem, and so I definitely didn't approach any of that situation right. I wanted to run for the hills. I didn't want responsibilities, anything like that. I missed a big chunk of both my eldest sons' lives. Looking back now, I can see the exact reason why people need to understand their failures quicker than they can, understand how to bounce back from them and learn from them. I do that now with my two younger kids, but at the same time I'm trying to figure out how to have a relationship, which I do with my older two boys. So I have a relationship, but I still have a feeling inside that whether we want to call it guilt or shame or anything, that makes it very hard for me. I don't know. I'm just still trying to figure that one out. But that was something that's been the biggest thing for me in learning on how to do things differently in life, and failures, and learning from your failures and not doing it over again. Because if you do not see it as a learning opportunity, you will repeat it.
Yeah,
you will constantly repeat it. That's the thing.
So the guilt that you said that you feel with your two older boys, have you sat down with them maybe and said that you feel you're so guilty with what you did?
Yeah.
And what
I have, and they're amazing.
What was the chat like?
They're amazing.
Yeah.
They've said, don't even think that way. They love me. They understand what was happening, it's still, as much as they can say that, there's something inside that I'm still working through to let go of. And as time goes by, I mean, I was talking to my son, the eldest son this morning, and our relationship's getting really good. And it's again, it's a mind trick, it's a mind game. Like I told you in the beginning, where we feel like a failure when we fail, but I don't think it should be looked at. It's the same thing like that. I'm now having this relationship with my son, but I still feel like I'm burdened by the years that I didn't. I just have to let go of it and just understand that when I'm phoning now is me learning from those failures in approaching him, phoning him, and now being there. That's
Okay, and then obviously parenting to your younger children now. Do you think maybe you kind of overcompensate with them from
100%.
Yeah.
I'm like a grandparent now. I like give the sweets and chocolate. I understand now why parents are the way that they are, is because they realize they understand the mistakes that they made, the failures that they had in the first with their kids, and then they when they get to the grandkids, they like, stop being so serious, enjoy life. So totally different, but at the same time, there was beautiful moments I had with my elder sons, and I wouldn't take any of that away. But with the kids now, definitely I'm more of a grandparent.
Yeah.
I spoil.
Lovely, and I mean, you've got so many more moments to come with both. And hopefully,
100%.
How's the
100%.
relationship with the two sets of sons?
All of them.
Love it.
All of them amazing. So the message I sent my son this morning, because he came to the Prime Circle show last night, so did my little girl and my little boy, and my wife was there, and so Casey loves to go to Willem, that's the eldest, and he held her, and she fell asleep in his arms. And I sent him a message this morning saying, she feels so safe in your arms. So thank you for being such a good older brother, And so they're amazing. And for me, that's great to see, is because, again, you think you totally messed up everything. And to understand that they still are 100% forgiving, and they understand, it just makes me want to do more.
Some of the WhatsApps coming in. Gav Cans, she says, that song brought me to tears. It was the same way I felt with my drug addiction. God also delivered me after many tearful prayers. I nearly died, and when I woke up, I was cured. Thank you, Gavin, for understanding. Well
done.
So I mean, it's beautiful that it resonates. It must make you feel something inside when.
Man, there's you know what, I think the most wonderful thing about it is that everyone's starting to figure out we can be a bit more vocal about things without feeling shame. And we can tell people, I'm going through something that's really, really tough. The more you vocalize it, the more you can tell people, the more we can help, the more than anyone can help. And I think that's the beautiful thing to watch. We get it now when we play it at the shows, at the Prime Circle shows. We play that song. People are in tears afterwards saying, I felt like this.
Yeah.
And they get to verbalize it with us then. And it's like, well, then verbalize it. Let it out. Talk about these things. We need to talk about, these like this, the upside of failure. Because you got listeners now listening to this going, well, I feel like a failure all the time. Well, you're not. You just failed at something. So you got to keep doing it until you don't fail at it. That's normally what sportsmen do. All of them do it, is that they just continue till they know it, and they're not failing anymore. They're now just thriving at it. But at that moment, you're feeling like such a failure. And this is great that we get to talk things like this,
5 minutes to 3, Gavin Edwards in studio, the lead singer of Prime Circle, talking to us on the upside of failure.
Life is full of moments. Some are small.
Like me, Dad.
And some are big.
Like a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
For all those moments, there's the new Haval H6 SUV. With upgraded style, a refined interior, and new innovative features, it's built for big moments.
And the little ones.
Discover the new GWM Haval H6 from only 6,799 per month. Visit gwm.co.za for T's and C's and to book a test drive. GWM, go with more.
The South African Future Trust Awards are returning, made possible through funding by Oppenheimer Generations. The 3 million rand in prizes recognizes top entrepreneurs across the following 6 categories: top tech entrepreneur, top social entrepreneur, top youth entrepreneur, top women in business, most innovative idea Optimized Operating Model Impact Award. Entries close on the 31st of July. Submit your application now at www.awards.southafricanfuturetrust.org. Winners will be announced at the 2025 South African Future Trust Summit taking place in November at the Sandton Convention Centre. Limited early bird tickets are available for R900. Get yours now in partnership with 702.
Unfold extraordinary with the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 512 gig. Get it on a 6 gig Red Core plan from 1749 per month over 36 months. Experience cinematic viewing, seamless multitasking, and next level productivity. Pre-order yours today from Vodacom, Mzansi's winning 5G network. Available in-store and online. T's and C's apply. Further together, Vodacom.
To walk the talk is to turn words into meaningful actions. And it's what we at 702 are committed to doing every day. We are also committed to following the rules set out by the Broadcasting Complaints Commission's Code of Conduct. To give you balanced programming, fair comments, and accurate news. But if we stumble along the way and you feel we are not living up to the code, let us know on comment@702.co.za. And if after that you're still not happy, you can direct your complaint in writing to the Broadcasting Complaints Commission. Email bccsa@nabsa.co.za. For more, visit bccsa.co.za.
702.
The upside of failure.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
My guest in studio, Gavin Edwards, Prime Circle lead singer. And Gav, we're going to wrap up now, but I just want to reflect one or two of the messages coming through. From Jay, absolutely love Prime Circle. The earliest songs spoke to me as if I wrote them. As a long-time fan, I love you, Gavin, and thanks so much for your music. Gavin, thank you for sharing your story. So many people need to hear that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and they need to talk about it sooner, and that is the way to go. You have inspired me. Need to do a Prime Circle concert now.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Nice. So, I mean, I'm sure you guys have got lots of gigs coming up. So some of the social channels at Prime Circle, I imagine?
Yeah, primecircleband.com. You can go there to see. We're now in Cape Town at the moment doing some shows. We're always all over the country. So primecircleband.com, go look there. You'll see all of our shows. Buy some tickets. Come see the band. The new single, Calling on Angels, will be coming out soon. There's music videos up. It's just, go check us out.
Calling on Angels, that was the song. It was a message from Lee. You need to listen to it. What's the song called? Calling on Angels. So, Gavin, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for sharing your failures with us and the inspiration of overcoming those and the lessons that you learnt. And that's Gavin Edwards from Prime Circle.
Andy Lee here with more than just a betting app ad. Download the 10Bet app and enjoy the action of betting anytime, anywhere. It's more than just an app. It's a 10Bet experience. Join now at 10bet.co.za. 10Bet is a licensed betting operator and supports responsible gambling. No person under the age of 18 shall be permitted to bet. Betting can be addictive. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line is 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
Want to celebrate Women's Day in style? Then get your tickets as Grammy Award-winning singers Anthony Hamilton and Joe Thomas come together to celebrate the incredible women of Mzansi on 9 August. Happening at the iconic DP World Wanderer Stadium in Sandton, they will be joined by South Africa's multi-award-winning singers, the incomparable Zonke, Sjava and Vusinova. Get your tickets now on CompuTicket or at webtickets.co.za. Brought to you by Soulful Night, Vertex Events and 702.
Dear Journal, day 4602 of trying to be an adult. My doctor asked me how my quality of rest is at the moment. I told him I have two problems. I struggle to sleep at night, but I also struggle to awake at day.
Aggressively realizing your age? Get covered at pineapple.co.za. It's simple and like 19 Rand a day, so it's 100% the insurance for you. Underwritten by Old Mutual Alternative Risk Transfer Insurer Limited, a licensed non-life insurer and authorized FSP. Premiums are risk profile dependent.
Do not be fooled. Smoking kills. Across the globe, more than 8 million people die of tobacco-related diseases every year. During the broadcast of this radio advert, which is only 60 seconds, 16 people would have died from tobacco. Quit smoking and vaping. If you cannot resist this lethal habit, please protect non-smokers and children. Do not smoke or vape in public places or near children. Inhaling any tobacco product, whether through smoking or vaping, can cause cancer, birth defects, heart, lung, and oral diseases. All tobacco and related products are harmful to your health. This message is brought to you by the National Department of Health.
Thank you very much for tuning in this week. It's Kabazela. I've been very, very welcomed by you, and thank you for accepting me. Relebogile will be back on Monday, and apologies, it's 1 minute after 3 and time for EWN.
This is EWN.
The Hawks raid the City Power offices today, and evidence in the Jaden Lee Meek murder case in the spotlight. Good afternoon, I'm Bali Dlamini. We begin with breaking news this after 3 questionable payments to different contractors allegedly approved by City Power executives. One of these alleged payments involve 335 million rand spent on failed maintenance projects despite warnings that the submitted invoices were dodgy. Alfara Mushwana reports.
On the 9th of May this year, the cultural councillor for the
We apologize for that incorrect soundbite. We will try and get it sorted and get back to that story. To this now, City Power says attempts to set up infrastructure in Tshepisong in the west of Johannesburg have been hampered by vandalism. The utility returned to the area today to continue its cut-off operation. Yesterday, residents clashed with police when the entity tried to get rid of illegal electricity connections. The clashes prevented City Power officials from continuing with their work. Today, technicians are being accompanied by police during their operation. City Power says only 3% of residents in Tshepisong are paying for electricity. Spokesperson Isaac Mangina.
We have replaced about 20 transformers in Tshepisong that either blew up or they were vandalized, and each were seeing about 400,000 rands. And that is the money that we have spent with the hope that the community will then be able to start buying electricity.
To this now, a women empowerment activist has accused Tiffany Nicole Meek of attempting to influence investigations into the murder of her 11-year-old son. Meek has been behind bars for almost 2 weeks now after being arrested in connection with the murder of her son, Jaden Lee. She was back in the Roodepoort Magistrates Court today for her bail application. During proceedings, her lawyer, Novel Naidu, claimed that the activist, Natalie Solomons, had indicated the evidence allegedly found in her apartment was in fact from another flat in the Vlehof complex.
There's actually in the video, the dog handlers and the dog seen in the video, where it says that the dog picked up a scent and went up to a flat in Swazi Place, not the accused flat, but another flat. Maybe, I think subject to correction, but the accused and the family have not been back there. I think it was unit number 28 or thereabout.
Solomons told EWN this information was allegedly given by Meek and her mother.
Tiffany and her mother, they're the ones that told us that the dog went there. And yet, they weren't even there. So, and also of things of a pillow found in the flat. That is lies. That is all lies. We were a few community members that was in the flat that they told us to go look at.
Let's take you back now to that leading story, which is the breaking news this hour on EWN, where the Hawks have raided City Power, confiscating documents connected to an ongoing investigation into suspicious payments that total nearly R500 million. Alfara Mushwana reports.
One of the 3 contracts allegedly under investigation by the Hawks into City Power involves a payment where the power utility inflated prices by more than 1,000% to purchase electricity infrastructure. News 24 previously reported that the financially struggling entity was initially quoted 8 million rand for the infrastructure. However, documents seen by Eyewitness News reveal that 100 million rand was paid. Another case under scrutiny concerns City Power's decision to hire a private company to perform managerial duties at a cost of 55 million rand, despite already having senior managers appointed for those responsibilities. EWN witnessed Hawks officials entering and exiting the premises of City Power offices this afternoon. They were seen carrying stacks of documents. The ailing power utility has come into sharp focus following a series of allegations, including multiple allegations of fraudulent payments and nepotism involving its CEO, Chifularo Mashaba. Alpha Ramshwana